Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Our mission, as always, is to cut through the noise, get you the core insights.
That's a wrap.
And today, we're tackling something a lot of people are watching. How Pakistan is weaving artificial intelligence into its defense thinking.
It's a huge topic globally and definitely critical in South Asia.
Yeah, we've sifted through think tank reports, news articles, strategic analysis, the works, the goal. To really unpack the opportunities AI brings for Pakistan's defense, but also, the big challenges they're up against.
Because it's not straightforward.
Yeah.
Globally, AI is changing the national security game, and Pakistan's finding its place in all that.
So where do we start? What's the baseline here?
Well, the first thing is just how fast AI is moving into defense worldwide. It's not theoretical anymore.
Right.
And a really key moment for Pakistan seems to have been this seminar held by the Institute of Strategic Studies, Islamabad ISEI.
Ah, the one on artificial intelligence and national security.
Exactly. They had, military leaders like Air Vice Marshal Dr. Liaquat Ullah Iqbal, academics, other officials, all digging into what AI means for them.
Okay, so Dr. Iqbal, I saw his name pop up a lot. He seemed focused on technological sovereignty. What's the essence of that?
Yeah, that's a crucial point. Think of it like this. It means Pakistan needing the ability to build, understand, and control its own AI for defense.
So not just buying off the shelf from other countries.
Precisely. It's about self-reliance, not being dependent on suppliers who might have different agendas or cut off access. It's strategic.
Okay, that makes sense. And this ties into how AI can actually help them strategically, like with intelligence.
Absolutely. AI can massively boost things like predictive analytics, figuring out what might happen next, and intelligence gathering. Machine learning can sift through enormous amounts of data, spotting patterns or threats humans might miss.
Right. Seeing things faster, maybe predicting moves. And it's not just analysis, is it? The sources mentioned actual hardware like autonomous vehicles, border security.
Yeah, that's the next step. AI-powered systems, like drones for border surveillance, could operate 247 potentially more effectively or persistently than human patrols in some situations. It's about boosting efficiency, maybe freeing up personnel.
And do they do this alone, or?
No, there's collaboration. A big one mentioned is with Turkey through Pakistan's National Aerospace Science and Technology Park, or NASTP.
NASTP, great.
They're working together on aeronautics and defense, and AI is a core part of that. NASTP itself is meant to be this hub for innovation, reducing reliance on foreign tech, which feeds right back into that sovereignty idea.
Okay, so partnerships, but with the goal of boosting their own capabilities.
Exactly. And we're also seeing AI used in military training, making simulations more realistic, more tailored, and of course, in surveillance and reconnaissance for that real-time data feed.
Okay, let's zoom out a bit. You mentioned the global picture. The U.S., China, Russia, they're all pouring resources into military AI.
They are. And Pakistan's moves, they don't happen in a vacuum. They have to be seen against that backdrop of intense global competition. It's partly about just keeping pace.
And regionally, South Asia.
That's where it gets even more critical, frankly. India is also investing heavily in defense AI.
Right.
And that creates this potential challenge to the existing strategic balance in the region. So for Pakistan, developing indigenous AI isn't just nice to have, it's becoming a core security need.
Especially for protecting their own data. I think Dr. Iqbal mentioned data sovereignty.
Yes, exactly. In an era where warfare and strategy are increasingly data-driven, controlling and protecting your own national data is absolutely vital. You can't be vulnerable there.
Makes sense. But this push into AI,
Yeah.
it must raise some pretty serious ethical questions, too. I saw Ms. Yasmin Jalil raise concerns about AI and nuclear deterrence.
Yes, that's a very sensitive point she brought up at the ISI seminar. The worry is integrating AI into nuclear command and control. Well, while AI might offer speed, there's a risk it could increase the chances of miscalculation or, unintended escalation in a crisis. Speed isn't always good in that context. It needs incredibly careful handling.
So the human element remains critical. And Dr. Wasim Quattab was emphasizing sticking to international law, right?
That's right. He stressed that any AI development for defense has to comply with international humanitarian law, the UN Charter, the existing rules of conflict.
We shouldn't just let the tech run away with us.
Exactly. And he specifically warned against sort of anthropomorphizing lethal autonomous weapon systems, laws.
Laws us. Those are the ones that can target and fire without a human okaying it.
Correct. It's a hugely controversial area. The point is maintaining meaningful human control over the use of force. That requires strong international cooperation, clear rules.
And Pakistan's position on that is?
They've actually been quite active in calling for a ban on fully autonomous weapons. They support work within the Convention on Certain Conventional Weapons, the CCW, to prohibit them.
Interesting. It's also interesting that the conversation in Pakistan isn't just military. Dr. Sumaira Kausar talked about socioeconomic benefits.
Yes, and that's important context. Dr. Kausar pointed out AI's potential to boost the economy, improve decision-making not just in defense, but across society, make Pakistan more competitive.
Like how? Any examples?
Think about agriculture using AI to optimize water use, predict crop yields, or healthcare AI assisting with diagnoses, maybe managing health systems better, education to personalized learning.
So potentially big upsides for development.
Potentially, yes. Tackling things like food security, health access. But she also warned you need to manage it right to avoid, massive job losses. Human agency is still key.
And linking back to security, but maybe broader security, Khwaja Muhammad Ali brought up cybersecurity.
Absolutely critical. Mr. Ali highlighted how AI can help sift through network traffic, detect threats in real time, respond much faster than humans could alone, essential for protecting critical infrastructure.
But it's expensive, right? He mentioned resource constraints.
Yes, that's a challenge for many developing nations. Getting the high-end AI cybersecurity tools requires significant investment, which underscores the need for maybe international help or knowledge sharing.
Okay, so we have the strategy, the ethics, the wider context. Let's get specific. What are they actually doing? What AI is being integrated now?
Well, the sources suggest it's happening quite rapidly. They're putting AI into autonomous systems, advanced surveillance, things like predictive maintenance for equipment.
Any specific projects we know about?
Yeah, a few are highlighted. There's the KaGeM V3, that's a smart air-launched cruise missile. It's a collaboration with Turkey's Baykar Technologies and NASTP. Uses AI guidance for better accuracy, maybe range.
Okay, a missile. What else?
There's the GIDS Spider. It's an anti-drone system. Uses electronic warfare, basically jamming or disrupting signals to take down UAVs.
Protecting against drones makes sense.
Then the Shahpar-III UCAV, an unmanned combat aerial vehicle from NESCOM. AI helps with its surveillance and strike missions. Better eyes in the sky, essentially.
CAV, right. Anything naval.
Yes, the EGRIC torpedo. It's described as a lightweight anti-submarine torpedo, using acoustic homing, listening for targets. Represents a step up in their underwater tech.
That's quite a list. And it's not just the big defense companies. I saw something about university students.
Oh yeah, that was interesting. Students at Marin University built an AI-powered robot with a high-powered laser.
Wow.
It really shows the potential bubbling up from their academic institutions, feeding into defense innovation. And NASTP, again, is meant to help harness that local talent along some partners.
But all this advancement, especially with India also pushing hard, it leads back to that arms race concern, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. That's a major worry for Pakistan, explicitly mentioned that this AI competition could destabilize the region, upset that long-held strategic balance.
Because India is investing heavily.
Very heavily. Autonomous systems, precision warfare, AI, and cyber. It's a major modernization push. And China's drive for AI self-sufficiency adds another complex layer to the regional picture.
And the fear is that AI makes things faster, more dangerous.
Exactly. AI could potentially accelerate combat, maybe overwhelm human decision-making in a crisis, shrink the time available for diplomacy.
Increasing the risk of mistakes or escalation.
Yes. Unintended escalation, maybe even feeling pressured into preemptive strikes if you think the other side's AI is about to gain an edge. It changes the calculus.
And it's not just AI in isolation, right? It combines with other tech.
Right. Think AI combined with cyber warfare or space-based systems, maybe even quantum computing down the line. It creates incredibly complex new security challenges, potentially even affecting nuclear deterrent stability.
And how do the different players approach regulating this? You mentioned Pakistan wants a ban on LawWS.
Yeah, Pakistan's stance seems quite firm on wanting international legally binding rules, especially on autonomous weapons. The sources suggest India and China might have different or perhaps more flexible approaches to international regulation at this stage.
So wrapping this up,
Yeah.
what's the path forward for arms control in South Asia with AI in the mix?
Well, it looks like a really delicate balancing act for Pakistan. They feel the need to develop their own AI capabilities that technological sovereignty again so they don't fall behind.
But they also see the risks of an unchecked race.
Exactly. So pushing for international legal frameworks on military AI seems like it will continue to be a key part of their diplomacy. Ultimately, their security, their independence, their relevance, it seems tied to both investing in the tech and actively engaging in these global arms control talks.
This has been incredibly insightful. We've covered a lot of ground. The strategic push for AI in Pakistan's defense, the real potential it holds, but also these really complex ethical, regional, and global challenges.
It's definitely not a simple picture.
Hopefully everyone listening feels they've got a much richer understanding now beyond just the headlines.
Yeah, it's a topic with deep implications.
And that leads us to our final thought for you, the listener. Given how fast AI is evolving and all the risks we've discussed, what specific steps, whether it's international agreements or national policies, do you think are most crucial to make sure AI is integrated into defense responsibly and securely, not just for Pakistan, but globally?
It's a huge question, something definitely worth thinking more about. We certainly encourage you to keep exploring these issues.